There are moments in the world of K-pop that feel bigger than music. Moments where millions of people across the globe hold their breath, refresh their screens, and pour every ounce of energy they have into something they believe in completely. This is one of those moments. And if you've ever doubted just how powerful a fandom can be, what's happening right now with EXO and their devoted EXO-Ls is about to change your mind forever. It started with a victory. A stunning, hard-fought victory in the quarter-finals that sent shockwaves through the K-pop voting community. EXO, one of the most legendary groups in the history of the genre, had advanced, and their fans had made it happen. But in the world of competitive K-pop voting, there is no time to celebrate for long. Because right behind that triumph came the next challenge, arguably the most critical one yet. The semifinals. And everything, absolutely everything, is now on the line. For those who may not fully understand the weight of what's at stake here, let's pause for a moment. EXO is not just a group. They are an institution. Since their debut in 2012 under SM Entertainment, they reshaped what K-pop could be on a global scale. Their music, their performances, their presence, all of it carved out a legacy that few acts in any genre can claim. And EXO-Ls, their fandom, have always been the heartbeat behind that legacy. So when the call goes out to vote, it isn't just about a chart position or a digital trophy. It is about honoring years of devotion, sacrifice, and love between an artist and their audience. Right now, the battle is centered on two major voting platforms, and the numbers could not be tighter. On the IDOLCHAMP app, EXO's iconic track, Crown, is facing off in a champion song semifinal bracket against ZEROBASEONE. The competition is fierce. The gap between the two camps is razor thin, and every single Chamsim, the in-app currency used to cast votes, counts more now than it ever has before. Fans are being urged to complete quizzes, check in for daily attendance, watch video advertisements, and play roulette within the app to accumulate as many Chamsims as possible before the window closes. The semifinal vote on IDOLCHAMP was set to end on February 24 at 11:59 p.m. Korean Standard Time, making every hour leading up to that deadline absolutely critical. But here's where it gets even more intense. IDOLCHAMP is only half of the battle. Over on the Higher app, a separate and equally important fight is underway. EXO is currently competing in the February Hive Pick of the Month poll, and while the group is holding on to the number one position with approximately 30% of the total vote, the competition is breathing down their necks. 80s sits just 1 percentage point behind at 29%, with ENHYPEN and others not far behind. This is not a comfortable lead. This is a lead that could evaporate in hours if EXO-Ls take their foot off the gas for even a moment. The Higher app vote runs until February 28 at 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time, giving fans a slightly longer runway, but no reason whatsoever to slow down. What makes this situation so remarkable to observe from the outside is the level of coordination happening within the EXO fandom right now. Detailed voting guides are being shared across social media platforms. Step-by-step tutorials are being created for fans who are new to these apps or unfamiliar with how to maximize their voting potential. Links to app guides, voting strategies, and real-time ranking updates are circulating at a pace that is difficult to keep up with. This is not a casual fanbase hitting a like button. This is an organized, passionate, deeply committed community operating with the precision and dedication that most professional campaigns could only dream of achieving. And then there is the music itself. Because beyond the voting apps and the rankings and the semi-final brackets, EXO released their album REVERXE, and fans are being reminded that streaming it on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music is just as important as the votes. In the modern music industry, streaming numbers are currency. They are visibility, credibility, and a statement to the world that an artist's fanbase is alive, active, and not going anywhere. Every stream of REVERXE is another declaration. Another proof of presence. Another signal to the industry that EXO's story is far from over. There is something deeply moving about watching all of this unfold in real time. Because if you step back and think about it, what EXO-Ls are doing goes beyond fandom activity. In an era where the music industry moves faster than ever, where new acts debut every month and the spotlight shifts constantly, staying passionately loyal to a group requires something extraordinary. It requires the kind of love that doesn't fade with trends. The kind of dedication that wakes up early, stays up late, and refuses to give up even when the numbers look intimidating. The semifinal result on IDOLCHAMP may already be known by the time you're watching this. But whatever happened in those final hours before the deadline, one thing is certain, EXO-Ls showed up. They always show up. And the higher app vote is still very much in play, with every rupee collected and every vote cast carrying the hopes of a fandom that has been through so much together with the group they love. What happens next in these polls will matter. But what will matter far more, in the long arc of everything, is what this moment represents. A legendary group. A devoted fandom. A fight that was never just about rankings. When EXO-Ls vote, they aren't simply pushing a button on an app. They are sending a message, to the industry, to the world, and perhaps most importantly, to EXO themselves, that the crown was never just a symbol on a screen. It was always something they were willing to fight for, together, no matter what. And in K-pop, perhaps in music itself, that kind of love is the rarest thing there is.